Happy day. This is Dr. S. Muthakshi. I am working as an assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science and Information Technology in the program BSc Data Science, and I have taken the course Deep Learning, and I am going to explain the topic Introduction of Deep Learning. Let me walk you through the concepts which I have going to explain today. First, we will see what is the basics of deep learning. Next, we will delve into the important components which are present in the deep learning, and finally we will see the different types of neural network architecture which are present today. Deep learning is nothing but it is a important subset of machine learning which mimics how the human brain works, and also it uses the architecture of artificial neural network. Artificial neural network is nothing but it is the interconnection of multiple layers. Each layer has the n numbers of nodes. The nodes is also called as neurons, which mimics the human brains. The human brains transfers the information like a fire signal. In the artificial neural network, the information, the user information is passed from one neuron to another neuron. So particularly there are three different layers in this artificial neural network. The first one is input layer, then hidden layer, and then output layer. Each layer has n numbers of neurons. These layers are interconnected. Each neurons in the different layers are also interconnected. The user gives the information. The informations are transferred from one node to another node. The information get from the previous node, maybe the input of the current layer, and the output of the current layer would be the input of the next layer. The operations happens like this. Finally, the output may be the prediction or classification of the given input. We will deeply delve into the deep learning basics. The first one is neural network. Already I told you it is the interconnection of different layers. The next one is layers. Neural network consists of input, hidden, and output layers. And the third one is activation function. There are different types of activation functions are there, like sigmoid, softmax, ReLU, and tanh. It makes the system, it makes the model to transfer the information in non-linear transformation. And also loss function, it is used to calculate the difference between the actual output and the prediction output. Then finally optimization algorithm. In deep learning we are using different types of optimization algorithm which is used to reduce the loss function and also used to improve the performance. Next slide. This is the architecture of fully connected network. You can see input layer, hidden layer, and output layer. In input layer there are 4 neurons, and the hidden layer there are 2 hidden layers. Each layer contains 5 neurons and the output layer has 4 neurons. You can see in the picture it depicts that each neurons in the different layers are interconnected. So this is the simple fully connected layer. You can see the in-depth of input layer. What is input layer? The user give the input to the model, it will perform the operation, and finally it do the prediction or classification. When the user give the information, it goes to the input layer. Input layer capture the information or features through neurons. So finally each neurons has different features, that means each neurons hold one single feature from the input. For example, if you are taking MNIST data set, there are 28 cross 28 pixels, totally 784 pixels. So the input layer carries 784 neurons. Each neurons has each feature. It captures the feature from the input layer. Then we see the hidden layer. Hidden layer is we can use more than 2 hidden layers based on the input data. If our input data is complex, then we can increase the hidden layers to capture the features from the user data. So we can see the hidden layer is also called as an intermediate layer. It holds between input and output layer. These layers perform the computations. I will explain in depth in the upcoming slides about this, and transform the input into the something that model can understand. And how it works. There are many hidden layers inside of the hidden layers. What is the purpose of activation function? Activation function is used to convert the input into the non-linear transformation. It makes the system to learn the complex data. So, for example, if we are handling one hidden layer, we can use 10 numbers of neurons, and also in deep learning we are handling 100 numbers of neurons in the hidden layer. Let me explain the working principle of hidden layer. You can see we can take these input neurons from hidden layers. You can see there are weights, then net input function, activation function, output. Here you can see these are the input neurons. What is the purpose of weight and bias here? Weight is nothing but it mentioning the importance of the input neuron to the other neuron. Okay, it carries some values. Then bias, the bias makes the input to fit in the activation, that means to fit the activation function in the non-linear transformation. If we are not adding the bias, the activation function always start in the point 0, 0. So, it will make the system slower to learn the data. So, we are adding this weight and bias to make the system efficiently to learn the features and do the prediction in future. So, you can see the input will be multiplied with weight, after that bias will be added, that we can get net input function value. This value will be the input of activation function. The activation function convert the input into non-linear transformation, then it will produce the output. So, this is the exact mechanism of hidden layer. So, let me explain about weight and bias. Each neuron in a layer is connected to every neuron in the next layer. These connections have weights which determine how strong one neuron's input influences other. Bias is number of added to the weighted sum before applying the activation function. It allows the model to shift the activation function to better fit the data. Next we can see the activation function. Activation function is nothing but it transfer the input into the non-linear format. There are different types of activation function: ReLU, sigmoid, softmax and tanh. ReLU is particularly used in hidden layers, softmax for multi-class classification and a sigmoid for binary classification. Let me move to the next slide, output layer. So, output layer is particularly give the result of the input. It may be the prediction or classification of the given input. How it works? Number of neurons equal to number of outputs you want. Uses an activation function, we can get accuracy result for complex data. Then for example, if you are handling 0 to 10 numbers, then we can have to mention 10 neurons for the output layer. The neuron with the highest value is the predicted class. We are going to see the different types of neural network which is present in the current scenario. The first one is feed forward neural network. This is the simple type of neural network which is used to handle the smaller size of data set. It has only one input layer and small number of hidden layers, then output layer. The next one is convolutional neural network. Convolutional neural network is particularly used to handle the image and video data to do the prediction and classification. So, it automatically detects the features like edges and shapes in the input image. Then recurrent neural network. It is designed to handle the sequential data like text, speech and series. It has a loop that allow information passed from one hidden layer to another hidden layer. The next one is long short term memory. It is particularly used to remember the data for longer period. Then it is useful for translation, speech recognition and signals. So, the deep learning has different types of deep neural network. We are using the current scenario to get the prediction and classification of image data or video data, text and then speech. Like, share and subscribe for M.O.P classroom for more such videos.